It's currently 8:50 a.m. and I want you to recall what I just captured video, including commercial actors such as Center for Better Life. This is impossible light activity that's coexisting with their crossing of path conduct that's dragging on the ground behind the vehicle as well. Let me show you again so you can see that again, just so that you can see that. This is impossible light. So in case you can't, it's above the van. Look at the dragging directed light all across the building, this into the staircase, okay? Pay attention to the light activity while they're crossing path. This is group stalking. This is the engineer light that is dynamic while a demon is crossing path with you. This is what's happening. Now you can look at it along the passenger side of the vehicles, moving all across the wall. This is as though sunlight is ricocheting, reflecting onto buildings while you are driving by, and the light source, which is supposedly the sun, is over you. That's impossible light activity in and of itself. That's not sunlight that would do that. Also, you are looking at what is the pattern, the engineer light that I'm capturing on video while I'm inside of the vacant apartment. It's appearing down below me on the carpet, also above my head on the ceiling. That's another iteration of the same conduct. Group stalkers surround you while directed light is remaining all around you. And this is demonic activity. Demons that are focusing, they're targeting you, and you are recognizing that targeting not by the psychotic behavior of one looking to the left and the right as though you are making up something or a paranoid schizophrenic. This is the demonic desire to falsely depict the targeted individual. You are recognizing the targeting through the behavior and the ongoing pattern, which again, every aspect of the pattern of conduct is literally a phenomenon. It is impossible to naturally occur. Let me break down what's happening. This is a demon that's driving a vehicle, and light is appearing on the surface outside of that car along the nearest surface, that's building 1818, while they are just driving a car. That's impossible light activity, as I have termed it. It's also on the ground behind the vehicle. That's the light source right over my head. That's engineer light. I'm also showing you. Nova Contractors is group stalking. This is on video. You will see this on the video. I just want you to look at that light activity, and I want you to look at this light source right here. Okay? This is the light source. And this is at, let's see. Let's get the name of that again. Yeah, that's 8:39 in the morning. That was moments ago. So I want to remind you of where I'm at on this day in 2022 at the same time. On May 6, 2022, I'm nowhere near Los Angeles. And there is no provision that the sun would ever be anywhere over Los Angeles, because before I moved here, the so-called natural environment surrounded me while I was documenting the maintenance of the light source from the beginning to the end of the day, which is what the government, the entity, would like to contend is the natural environment and is within the imagination of the targeted individual. This is the light source that's over me in Ontario at the same intersection, by the way. This is the same intersection, Euclid and Hope Boulevard in Ontario, California, where May 4, 2022, I'm there at 7 p.m. and you've got the light source as though it is still setting, still within eye shot, aiming what's light all over the roads. But that's the illusion. That's the light source that would not be present 12 hours later. And that is not engineered. That's not sunlight. That's engineered light. That's not a disappearing when you step in it or drive in it. It's literally appearing on the vehicles. It appears on your person. That's engineered light. This is engineered light. And this is the light source at the intersection. They are also crossing path within the hallmark. This is by the masses. This is the demon possessed population they're stalking you while the environment is following you. So I'm using the specific terms because you need to understand what is the demonic. The environment is stalking. They're literally following with an environment. This is the demonic, and they are maliciously stalking you in that environment, which is necessary for the criminal monitoring and the demonic activity that is underway. These are demons that are being psychopaths. Demon possessed are very highly psychotic, and this is what you cannot see in the spirit. And this is what a demon wants to do. They want to go back and forth in the engineered light, this very weird, creepy light. Okay, and this is what a demon really wants to do. This is weird. This is on its face weird. Nobody wants to be known as a demon. Hence group stalking. And what you're looking at is the impossible light activity is something you would never ordinarily pay attention to. That's on its face abnormal, okay? But I want to be clear. It's appearing in forms that you are conditioned to accept. It's occurring in traffic. It's occurring in the sky space by plane and helicopter. It's occurring while pedestrians are walking all around you. Okay, walking to your mailbox, walking to the trash can, walking your dog. All right, that's what 1804 number 4 is doing while the entity crosses path in that vehicle. He's going to federal prison. All right, that's why the light source is over me at the apartment complex at Alvarado Gardens at what is, let's see. This is, because I want you to see the whole light source. It's right there over me. It's not a portion of it. It's not a fraction of it. It's not a piece of it. It's the hovering down, hunkered down light source right there. And it's zenith, right? All right, and at 8:35 on this day in 2022, it's nowhere near Los Angeles, Alvarado Gardens. There's no provision that it would ever be, by the way, because it's at this same intersection as I documented the night prior on 2022, May 5th, at this same intersection. But nonetheless, the next day I get up in the morning and I'm documenting.
It is 8:31 in the morning. I want to document what is the light source that remains. This is Director Light Conduct and Dyson Krepp, who's stalking in the path with light.
So this video, this video is available. It's published documentation. I want you to look at the light source. The people of the state are crossing paths, just like you see the Demon Center for Better Life, demonstrating the ongoing criminal system that is impossible light activity while the entity is engaging in what is impossible over and over and over and over again. That is establishing a system that's underway, and it's a malicious system. It's occurring in plain sight. You're not paying attention. It's occurring with an unnatural environment that you're not paying attention to, and it is also occurring in an environment where an entity is maliciously stalking in helicopters as well, which is the hallmark. Okay, this is the entity's light source. This is the demonic imitation of the natural environment. The two are not happening at the same time. While you're looking at what's a demon that would like to suggest that that's sunlight bouncing off of his car because that's the sun over building 1808, while I'm facing it at 8:35 in the morning. This is 8:31 at Euclid Avenue in Holt in Ontario at the Route 83, Route 87 bus stop, where traffic is the systematic means of group stalking, and the light source is hovering over me, which is the P.O.C.
This remains over me. They are monitoring with which Coach USA, Amazon Prime, while they're driving by. And again, this is the demonic activity. Their fake sun, they're driving by.
This is the remarkable connection of a state system. There's no sun that's going to be over this intersection where I'm at in Ontario.
What is not possibly the sun?
In the same way, it did not leave anywhere. It stayed over me in Ontario. You've got the ongoing documentation of what is the light source that's remaining over me in Los Angeles, over the same hillside where you saw it rising, aiming engineered light into my apartment. That engineered light that you see on the ceiling inside of that vacant apartment, that engineered light that you see also on the ground, on the carpet, that's appearing into the depths of an apartment while the light source is outside of the window, creating the shape of that window on the interior of that apartment. That's all impossible light activity. It's the same impossible light activity, the engineered light that is, that Carlo Lopez, a third-party group stalker, and Yo Kim, a third-party group stalker, are walking around in while they're being demons monitoring you, looking to the left and the right as though they're not and as though they're unaware of what you're doing. You don't need a demon to concede to the fact that they're stalking you. You know that through the environment. And this is the demon possessed who are posing a public safety concern. In addition to that, you have what is the light source that's over me here in Los Angeles and is not anywhere near a bus stop at Holt Boulevard and Euclid Avenue in Ontario, California. And you know, as a matter of documentation, the entity is maintaining the light source here in Los Angeles over the apartment building. Okay, to the extent of what is not only remaining present, but it's remaining present with impossible light inside of the depths of my apartment. This is what you see inside of my bedroom. That's the engineered light that Center for Better Life is group stalking. That's what this is. Moving across the wall while you're crossing path. That's the same conduct that's occurring inside of the private space. Maintaining that engineered light inside of your apartment is for purposes of group stalkers that are maintaining presence in the sky space and all around your apartment, which is criminal surveillance inside of the private space. The entity is maintaining this light source while engaging in what is the sunset through the window of my same apartment, where you're looking at the light source over me, and Center for Better Life is at the property, engaging in what is the demonic behavior pattern of crossing path, including impossible light moving across the surface. This is the same property where I'm observing the sunset. That's the pattern of conduct. That's the city, by the way, LA County, engaging in the pattern of conduct. This is the same property where the entity is maintaining all methods of engineered light inside of my apartment, while you have the entity group stalking, maintaining what is, again, these are demons under a light source that's still here. This is, again, at what time is this? Oh, yeah, that was 1:47. And I'm standing, by the way, yesterday at 1:47 p.m., I am facing building 1806. I'm facing building 1806 while Julia Alvarez Lopez is group stalking, engaging in the same psychotic behavior that you see Carla Lopez. You see a demon driving Center for Better Life. You see a demon on a cane. It doesn't matter what they have. It's just a prop. It's light activity creation. Walking a dog. It's just a prop. It's light activity creation. And the entity working at the crime scene. These are all, first of all, demons. Second of all, group stalkers. Acting in concert with the state while the light source is still at the same property. So let's give you a big picture view. You saw Center for Better Life driving by me while this is my leasing office. I'm standing outside of building 1800 and I'm facing, they're driving in the parking lot. They're right here. Center for Better Life drives out. Engineer light moves all across this building while they're driving a vehicle out of the parking lot. I am facing building 18, I'm facing the laundry room, facing the leasing office, building 1808 right here. And this is where the light source is right here. I am standing here in between building 1806 and building 1808 yesterday at 1:45 in the afternoon. And you're looking at that same source in the afternoon. That's hours from now. It's 8:35 when I'm capturing this video, and you're going to want to recall what's going on at this property. As you just saw, Center for Better Life engaging in an ongoing admission that's going to be used against an entire entity.
All right, on cue, waiting for me to walk out. This is called audible activity. This is called group stalking in the path in the engineer light, monitoring with audible activity, going to federal prison, living at the crime scene. All right, that's 1804, number 4. This is under the light source in concert.
Okay, this is building 1808 where the light source is over me. You have 8:35, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's 5 hours later while the entity is stalking in an environment, a specific environment. And you have what is the specific environment where the light source at, sorry, let's go back to yesterday. This demon that's group stalking at 1:47.
So that's 5 hours from now. This is documentation of what is impunity. And these are...
That's a demon, a malicious actor. That's what you see. You Kim engaging in putting his shoes on the bench outside as though they're unbothered, unaware. Okay, you see a group stalker. This is speaker companies. A demon walking around just doing his business, unbothered, unaware, while you are looking at the light source, the well-documented stalking in helicopters, the ongoing light activity inside of my private space. And while they're crossing paths, these are the demon possessed that are engaging in a wildly unpersuasive and entirely psychotic personality defect is what is made manifest while they are clearly group stalking. That is going to result in what are mental examinations. It is no suggestion of innocence or ignorance or coincidence where there is a pattern also demonstrated in an entirely different region. This is understanding the malice of a wildly corrupt government as well. This is the light source while in front of this is the same building. 1806 is adjacent to building 1808. 8:38 in the morning. This is 1:47 in the afternoon yesterday.
The demon possessed that engage in that state system in concert
That's
with the
the
LAPD,
P.O.C.
who is a department while the light source remains over you. And this is where the sun is both rising and setting. And that's the identity of...
This is P.O.C. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you remember that while she's checking her phone. This is a demon that thinks that she's mocking someone. I'm going to use this against her. This is a psychopath. These are the demon possessed. She's going to federal prison. This building right here, that's the building where the light source is over. It's in substantially the same position, ladies and gentlemen. 1:47 in the afternoon. Yeah, that's where it's at while Center for Better Life is exhibiting to you what demon possession actually looks like, contrary to what you've been told, what you see in movies. This is demon possession right here. Stalking in the path with light, keeping you under surveillance. All right, outwardly conducting themselves as though I'm just eating my food. Novel contractors in relevant position in the truck. I'm just walking to my workshop. Speaker companies crossing path under the light source that's hovering above the same apartment complex where it's at 1:47 in the afternoon yesterday. That's the P.O.C. It's 9:04 a.m.